McDonald's finishing off 2022 with a set of toys based from the much anticipated Super Mario Bros. Movie that's set to be released on April 7th of 2023 in the US. Not sure if it's coming out in the same date for other countries. This Happy Meal set was released last December 17 and will be available until January 23. Seeing that this is a Super Mario toy set, and in addition to how fast McDonald's Happy Meals run out of stock, I'm sure it'll be out way before we reach the promo's end date. If you're lucky, you should still have a couple of days by the time I upload this video. For context, I just didn't have the time to review the set early, but I was able to grab these last year before Christmas. The set contains 8 toys, which is typical in a McDonald's Happy Meal set. First up is Jumping Mario. It's Mario inside of a warp pipe. You'll notice that the design is a bit different to the Mario you typically see in one of Nintendo's video games, since, again, this is based off of the Super Mario Bros. Movie co-produced by Illumination and Universal Pictures. You know, the one Chris Pratt will be voicing. Though still recognizable as Mario, you'll notice that his face is slightly different. His hat and clothes also mimic the realistic textures used from the movie redesign, with pronounced stitching on his overalls and the wrinkles on his hat. Mario is also spring-loaded, and the main gimmick of this toy is you can press down Mario and let go of him to simulate him jumping out of the warp pipe. It's a simple and cool toy, so I don't really have anything to say about it aside from the random hole on the side of the warp pipe and the seam line on Mario's nose for some reason. Next is Barrel Donkey Kong. It's Donkey Kong holding a barrel. Donkey Kong also got a redesign from the movie, so again you'll recognize it as DK, but feel that something's quite off. Mostly it's in the eyes and eyebrows, forehead. Anyway, Donkey Kong has one of the most underwhelming gimmicks here. He has a dial on his back that you can slide, which in turn will rotate his right arm around to make it look like he's flailing it. No flashy gimmicks on this one. The spinning peach that I got from McDonald's had some sort of defect. Her cheeks has some yellow stains, probably from the paint used for her hair. I don't know if this is common, but I guess it's okay since you can't really see it from afar. Unlike the first two, this one doesn't have any springs or gears. It's basically just a statue. But I like her gimmick more than most of the other toys on this set, to be honest. The bottom of the toy was designed to make it so you can spin her like a top, and it is quite effective. Next is Spinning Lumalee, a similar gimmick to Spinning Peach but with a more complicated execution. Lumalee stands on a small base with a dial on the side that is similar to Barrel Donkey Kong's. Once you slide it, Lumalee will spin, but in the opposite direction. The gimmick is not as effective as Spinning Peach is, in my opinion. It's more fun to watch how fast the toy will spin, but in this configuration, it doesn't really spin that fast. I'm also curious as to which characters will be included in the movie. Seeing that Lumalee was included in this set, this character could potentially have a bigger role in the movie despite only being featured in a few Super Mario games. I'm surprised that a Koopa Troopa wasn't included in this set instead of Lumalee, to be honest. And Luigi gets the shorter end of the stick again. Flashlight Luigi has, in my opinion, one of the worst gimmicks out of all. There's a small plastic protruding from his back. The way it works is you can use this to slide Flashlight Luigi's upper body to one side and hold it. The toy is also spring-loaded, so once you let it go, it will quickly slide back to its original position to make it look like Luigi is quickly panning his flashlight sideways. It's similar to the barrel Donkey Kong in that it's underwhelming, but the overall look of the toy looks okay. This is also where I first noticed that unusual nose seam line that I also noticed in the Jumping Mario toy. I'm guessing that since both toys are spring-loaded, this is probably some sort of locking mechanism that they use for the inner springs. Toad Kart's design is amazing. His cart is huge. I'm not sure if it was based off of something or is original to the movie since I don't play Mario Kart, but I have not seen Toad in a cart like this before. It looks more like a monster truck. As is with the movie's redesign of the characters to have partially realistic features, mostly on their clothes, these changes were also really noticeable in these carts. Toad's cart looks really edgy compared to a typical cart in Mario Kart. Mario Kart does have edgy designs as well, but the cart here looks really rugged. The gimmick is simple and makes sense for a toy cart, probably the only gimmick you can give toy carts, really. The wheels rotate so you can push the cart off and it will roll along. One comment I'll give this toy is that, although the cart is extremely detailed, the paint job on it is non-existent. Only Toad was painted, but the cart was left as is, which is kinda off-putting. Next up is Mario Kart. It's Mario in his redesigned cart. Unlike Toad, this is clearly based off of Mario's base cart from the Mario Kart games. But similar to Toad's cart, this is edgier and has a ton more details. Again, similar to Toad's cart, this one lacks color. Mario's paint is fine, but the cart itself looks bland due to the lack of colors. Another comment that I have for this toy would be the gimmick. Yes, it was also designed to be played with like a toy car, but the wheels are molded with the cart itself, so how does it move? What they did was place a plastic ball at the bottom of the cart. I think the intention of the design was to have the ball roll on behalf of actual wheels, but since this is a ball, Mario's cart can drift and spin more naturally. Unfortunately, reality is different and the friction of the cart's hollow wheels make it difficult for it to move at all. The last toy is the fire-breathing Bowser. Again, the overall mold looks okay. Some of the spikes on his back have hollow parts. I know that these methods help a lot with their manufacturing costs and materials, but it's weird that they decided to place a hollowed out spikes in the upper portion of the shell, which would be more noticeable. The gimmick is kinda cool because it comes with a separate piece, translucent plastic piece molded to look like fire, which is then inserted into Bowser's mouth. At the back of the toy, on his shell, is a spike that you can rotate, which would make the fire from Bowser's mouth spin. The fire piece is also hollowed out at the bottom, so long as the hollow part is pointed downward, the toy looks fine. And that's it for the Super Mario Bros. Movie Happy Meal from McDonald's. As a Super Mario fan, I'm super excited to go watch the movie on theaters. Of course, Happy Meals like this one is a must grab for me as well. Here's hoping that everyone can grab a set before the promo ends.